Welcome to Print is Back, the creative print-related podcast. I'm Jacques Michiels.
And I'm Andreas Weber.
We are your hosts. Welcome.
Jacques, you mentioned that you joined two interesting conferences in the last couple of weeks, in February and in March. I think you have been in Lucerne, joining Hunkler, which is technology-related, digital printing technology-related, and also interesting event in your area, the BOPE conference, an online print expert conference for the Benelux area. What was more important, so to say?
Oh, that's a tricky one, Andreas. That's a tricky one. Well, they're both completely, I wouldn't say completely different, but just to touch a little bit upon them, you're right. In February, it was in Lucerne for the Hunkler Innovation Days. The name doesn't say itself. It's innovation. So it was, basically technology driven. So with all new technologies regarding print technology, with a high focus on digital print, of course, and personalization. So that was a big topic on the Hunkler Innovation Days. There was, for example, also a lot of focus on sustainability, inkjet technologies of all sorts, and software, of course, to enable everything, to talk to each other in production environments, because people also probably don't know or don't all know that the printing industry is a highly technological industry. So we are really on the edge of the latest technologies, robotics and more. So basically that was, I would say, purely technologically driven. And then coming back to last week, I was in Holland and joined the BOPE. The BOPE was from VIGC, the organization, and it's the Benelux online print event. So, and there it was very interesting. There, the focus was more on experiences. There, for example, Henrik Muller-Hansen from Gelato was there. It's a big, say, print internet platform that enables people, regular people, individuals, to go online and basically produce and order their own printed mugs, any printed product, really, but with emphasis on personalization and also sustainability. So they're a worldwide organization. And then basically, AI, artificial intelligence, is also a big topic.
That means in Lucerne, you could see what is technically possible. And in your at your BOPE conference, you could see what is the outcome out of that technology on a very on a high-tech level, so to say. Was it only interesting to see people on stage, or did you also met people from the audience and had good conversations with them?
Yeah. Well, as you know, I also met a few people. I met a lot of people, of course, but I particularly met up with two guys. Peter Beuser, he is the guy who, he's involved with the Next Gen, his company, and they provide them with strategic advice, workshops, and they help them implement AI into their daily environments and businesses. They provide AI solutions to your organization. And then I also had a talk with Christoph van den Langenberg. He is a group director for Antalis. We'll talk about that in another episode. So yes, coming back to BOPE. So we talked about a lot of stuff, also about platform economy, because it's actually the means of connecting, let's say, the customer or the individual who goes online and tries to create something and then basically tie them together with suppliers all over the world. Very, very interesting. There was also, of course, very good keynotes, amongst others from Bernd Zipper from ZipCon, is well known inside of the industry as let's say an industry guru, and also he's studying the trends and where the industry is heading to. So all in all, it was very interesting, and I think the AI subject is also particularly interesting for you, I think you told me.
Absolutely. And just to summarize that means Hunkler is more dedicated to have print service providers as visitors for that show. And the BOPE event is much more open for people who are producing print, people who are creating print, and people who are using print. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. Of course, both events are mainly targeting let's say, the usual suspects and the people that are in our industry. So, and again, I think this is something just that we want to touch upon and explain a little bit also to the audience on the podcast who maybe doesn't relate straight away to that in crowd who is doing what in the industry. And that's why I talked to Peter Buijser from NextGen, and he also had a very keen and interesting point of view. So maybe we can listen to what he had to say about is print back or is it dead? So maybe it's interesting to have his opinion on this. Let's just listen to what he has to say. If I say now the slogan "print is back," would you agree? Or?
Definitely. I think that, and I've lived that myself. I'll just tell the story. I had one printing company who was investigating this hyper-personalization trend.
And was it your company, or it was just?
It was a customer of us,
okay.
And we were together investigating what this hyper-personalization could mean for them. And for an experiment, they just hyper-personalized the printing product for NextGen, and they sent it physically to our office. And when I received that's an emotional reaction. And what I believe is that this is something that digital can never replace. And digital as in digital
as
experiences.
In online, yeah,
online can never replace.
Not like a physical product.
That physical connection. And I feel that especially coming generations need that emotional connection. What they want, though, is that it's personalized. And so when I hear the other saying print is dead, then I only hear people saying that they do not understand what this emotional connection would be.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree. I think print is back, and especially with the impact of AI that enables us to all create more personalized print and actually regain the value of these products.
Exactly. And that's exactly the point that we are trying to put out there in the world as well, saying, no, guys, print is back.
Wow, Jacques, that was interesting short comment. And I think this guy is from the younger generation, so he's not that old like I am. he don't has his pension card, identity card like I have in the meantime. But I think it's a good indicator that our idea of print is back gets fans on the fly, so to say.
Yeah, and as you mentioned also, and as Peter touches upon, that Gen Z and millennials, we must be aware. It's not because you've got your card, and you're totally informed about everything what's going on, because but you also use AI like anyone else now. It's going exponentially in the number of users and the number of prompts that are being used. But as Peter was telling me, especially for businesses, they are really jumping on the wagon, so to speak, and they see now the potential how they can elevate, let's say, their business. Especially in our graphic arts industry, and how they can automate and basically attract more customers and also give them better service through AI. And I think that is a wonderful thing that he also emphasizes here with his experience that he had. That in the end, basically, it's all about feel good. You get attention and you get something special. So it is an experience. So print, I think that one of the biggest values there, standing out against the online experience, is that you get like a warm feeling and an experience of some happiness. Like if you're waiting, let's say, for a new car you ordered or anything you ordered, you get like an experience, and it's not really like the 2-second enjoyment or joy that you have. You properly get something. You get something physical, and I think that is one of the great values of that print can provide, like nothing else.
Yeah, and I think it's important also to mention that Adobe, for example, is using AI since more than a decade, and they enabled us to have better Photoshop applications. They enabled us to organize this big amount of images we are creating, and so they made possible that in the social media world, one of the killer applications is a photo book. And young people using smartphones and tablets, they love to create their own photo books, and also AI plays a big role there. And from the very beginning, as a user and consumer of those solutions, I had not to be a technician to deal with AI. It's part of a service, yeah. And this this message we have to spread out, because people will not experience that, right?
Exactly. Well, maybe that is something where we will dive into in the next episode, because I think it's very interesting, and I think we all already have experienced in some way some sort of automated creation of it via the photo book or something else. So yeah, it would be interesting to hear from the audience, from everybody who thinks there are still other possibilities that we haven't heard about, or just sharing their experiences about this. That would be great to hear about them as well.
We are waiting for interesting people who want to contribute. How is their approach and how is their liaison with artificial intelligence in combination with print? I think that's a good outlook.
Okay, perfect. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So have fun.
All right. See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.